other words, you need to send some timber and get some bend knee in your life. I didn't say bend gay, I said bend knee. There's an old lady. It came to an old preacher. And she said, what are we going to do about these vision fighters? Vision fighters and these complainers. They always complain. Always complain. Little Melton, the preacher, looked at the old lady and he said, what we're going to do is we're going to have more bend knee. And the old lady saint said, where do you buy that at? And the preacher said, you can't buy it. It's a gift from God. And all you have to do is to get down on your bended knee and have a little talk, with Jesus. And tell him, stop telling everybody else and tell them all about your trouble. I wonder if there's any prayer warriors out there, honk your horn. If who will testify that God will hear your faintest cry and he will answer you by and by. But I also need to tell you that when you become a praying member, the devil gets busy. Oh, he gets busy. Look at verse 1. That's all I got is the Bible. Look at verse 1. Look at verse 1 in the text. It says, now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church. Notice Luke says certain of the church. You see, my brothers and sisters, as long as you ain't doing anything, the devil got you where he wants you to be. But when you start putting wood on the Lord's fire, hey, the devil gets mad and attacks the certain church. In the text, he's using a madman named Herod to vex the certain church. In verse 2, Herod had James killed with the sword. In verse 3, he saw that it pleased the Jews, so he arrested Peter also. And in verse 4, he put Peter in prison. In verse 5, prayer was made without ceasing unto God for Peter. And the first thing Luke lifts up in the text is church's response to the crisis situation. The record reveals that the church was praying. Notice, they wasn't arguing about who's going to be the choir president. They wasn't worried about who's going to lead the next song. But Luke said the church was praying. In other words, in a crisis situation, they took their mind off their problem and they put the problem in the hands of the problem solver. Put your problem in the hand of the problem solver. He'll do whatever he needs to. He'll straighten your children out. He'll straighten your wife out. He'll straighten out your husband. He'll straighten out your finances.